All I have is the map that takes up about maybe 4/5 of the screen. Yeah, I was just
Oh,
working out which fraction to use. And then I have the lap timer. That's just so I know when to, like, how much to eat. Oh yeah, it's been another 30 minutes. I have to eat another 60 grams carbs. And then the other one is the distance so that I can look at my stem notes.
g'day legends and welcome back to the Press Room Podcast presented by Zwift. Legends, episode 120 and episode 4 of our Watch the Femmes series here at the Tour de France Femmes. Now, we're actually not in France right now. We are currently in Switzerland at the top of a big mountain, and I'm just overlooking this grassy knoll. There's grass everywhere, and there are cows going crazy. They're eating the grass non-stop, about 400 cows, and they've got the bells on. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're going wild. Now, it's about 8:30 right now at night, and I don't know when cows go to sleep, but let's hope it is soon, because those bells, they're going nuts. Anyway, it is good conditions here. Stage 6 was today, super exciting stage again, and really cool parkour. I thought 150 k's, super hilly, some nice punchy climbs, a few long ones, and a surprise winner as well, a late attacker from Kabul. I really like the team she rides for. I think it's called Ceradicids, WMT. And they've got Marta Luck in their team. I really like her, but it was cool to see a new stage winner. I don't know if you heard that. That was a kid screaming at the playground. But super cool. And now we're staring down the barrel of two big mountain stages. And Cassia Neodoma and Demi Vollering, and I guess Buck Peterson, Faulkner, they're all in there. Can Cassia hold on? It's going to be super, super interesting. I can't wait to see what happens. We were watching from one of the climbs today, and what I noticed was the gruppetto was being led by SD Works, and Webis was sort of, she was driving the pace up the climb, nice and leisurely for them, and they were participating in all the games, all the crowds gone crazy trying to get them to do things as they're riding up these hills, and it was pretty funny. Some of these French crews were going crazy with the music, and the SD Works team were loving it. They were just setting their pace in the gruppetto, having a good time, but they did have about 40 riders behind them, and there were some riders that weren't as comfortable and certainly weren't participating in the fun and games with the crowds up the hill. So it's very interesting to see, and yeah, super cool. But today's guest, we've got our OG coming back on the pod, Sarah Gigante. She's back. I think it's her third time on the pod, and OG listeners will know she was episode maybe 2 or 3. This is way back. That was a crazy app, and if you listen long enough throughout the episode, at the end we actually do relive that moment, because I thought of it while we were talking. So in this episode we chat about Sarah's season so far. It's been a great success, obviously. Kicked off with that TDU GC win and the Queen stage, of course, on Wallunga, and we chat about her preparation leading into the race, the Tour de France Femmes, of course. She had her coach come over from Australia. They did a little mini training camp, and we go through the preparation, we go through the recons, we talk about the next 2 stages, tomorrow and Sunday stage. Of course, these are proper mountains, and this is really where Sarah does her stuff. And I did notice her today. She was taking it easy in the gruppetto, so I think 7 and 8. Let's hope, Sarah, I know you'll be listening. Wish you the best of luck. So super cool stage, and of course, or super cool episode, and of course we just chew the fat. We talk a lot of shit, and it's an OG TPR episode. I know you guys will love it. So make sure you follow Sarah's progress. She's really settled in now nicely into her European racing, and just feels like she's in a nice team there with AG, and I hope she stays there as well. So legends, before we get stuck into this episode, a big shout out to Zwift. The reason why I started Zwifting is because I wanted to ride indoors but still get a good training session in and do some racing and some of the challenges. And then when I got onto Zwift and I started doing the races, I realised that they've actually got pretty cool and engaging events and rides or routes that you could do if you just want to ride easy. And that made the recon ride, or the Rico ride, or the, if it's raining outside, you just want to get an hour or 2 in, it made that so much better on the ergo, because, I don't know, the time just goes quicker. So if you haven't tried Zwift yet, which, I don't know if anyone actually hasn't tried it, but if you haven't, I really implore you to give it a go because there's nothing like it. It'll save your winter cycling. And also, if you just can't be arsed getting outside and you want to get a quick session in, there is no alternative than Zwift. Who else? FE Sports, we love them. Now, did you know this? Tune hubs. Tune hubs are those fancy special hubs that you can get sort of wheels made with. They're the U-Butte stuff. They also make wheels, which apparently come with a 10-year warranty, which is pretty good. And you can choose which Tune hubs that you want personalized to those sets of wheels. So if you get a set of Tune wheels, you get the hubs and you can choose your color. They've got those wild sort of anodized colors. So if you're one of those people, get onto them. Tune wheels. FE Sports are distributing them now and selling them. That's super cool. And finally, Cycliq Legends. They've got the Fly 6 Pro, the rear dash cam camera. I actually looked at the stats the other day just to see how many are sold. There's been a few. I love yous lots for doing so, and I know the people who bought them, you're going to be happy because it is a quality product. A really cool feature, the SD card that's provided, by the way, loops. It loops the footage, so it captures it every ride, loops and loops and loops. If there is an incident, it has some incident detection thing like the Garmin's and the Wahoo do on your thing, and it actually locks that data from the incident so that it will not be overwritten. So you can go back and get it out of your SD card whenever you like. Super cool. That's why we love Fly 6 Pro from Cycliq. Check out the link in the description. Got it right this time. And you can even save 10% with TPR10. Legends. This is it. It's Sarah Gigante. She is the OG guest. We love her. She's super fun. It's a great episode. And I'll see you tomorrow for the final episode. Who's the guest going to be? Well, we'll see. Catch you on the next one.
Hello, I'm still Steve Willis from
Steve,
April
I
Fool's
was
Day.
like, Steve Willis, who's that? Who is Mr. Steve?
Willis. Oh, when I played a prank on my coach on April Fool's Day, then I made a whole email address and Zoom account and everything. So now every time I open Zoom, lucky I haven't had any job interviews because every time I open it, then I see Steve Willis and I forget to change it.
Oh, that's good. That's a high level prank.
Oh yeah, I go all in.
Lots
Commitment.
of lots of layers. Long time no see, Sarah.
Yeah, how are you going?
I'm pretty good, eh? I'm very good.
I've been enjoying the latest episodes.
Ah, yeah.
Kim and Kim.
I know I've had two Kims.
Yeah, it was great.
Two in a row, yeah. Really like that. It was good. It was good. But thanks for listening. How are you?
Yeah, going well, thanks. I'm in Girona, just training hard for my next race. So yeah, it's pretty good. Actually, speaking of my coach, Dylan's here. He's meant to be training with me for the next couple of weeks, but he's sadly a bit under the weather after his flight. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's his first time in Girona, first time in Spain. So I'm looking forward to, well, I was already putting him to the sword when he arrived, but then it was kind of unfair because he was jet lagged, totally not used to the heat. And in hindsight, he was getting sick. So it doesn't really feel as satisfying. So I'm looking forward to putting him to the sword once he's healthy.
Yeah, you want him to be in full condition.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's really good that you've got him
Oh
there.
yeah, I'm so lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick. So, Sarah, we are coming to the Tour de France Femmes this year, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
So that is the
Oh, you mean you're coming?
Yeah,
I thought you
we're
meant we're coming up to it. Like it's
No,
getting
no, no,
closer.
no, no.
Oh, yeah.
We're coming. So I'm so excited. That's why I wanted to do these pods. And
Oh, that's super. You keep
Yeah.
saying like only 3 episodes until my big news, only 2 episodes until my big news. And I have been wondering if that's your big news, but
Yeah. So that is the big news. So we're gonna come in. We're leaving next Saturday, and we're gonna come watch some of the Olympics, and then
Oh wow. Yeah.
and then follow following the race in a camper. Actually,
No way, that's so cool. Did you
Yeah.
get any tickets to the track cycling? Because I was just looking up the ticket prices today and I saw like just for a random session, one session it was like from 380 euro. From
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's insane.
I know, and we did actually. We got
You
tickets.
did?
Yeah, we did. I bought them last week.
For 380 euro each.
About that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
YOLO. I like it.
that was it though, because we were looking at all the sessions, and Megan and I
Mm,
wanted to see the teams pursuit men's and women's finals. That's really the main
mm.
we wanted to see, and they're on the same session.
Oh,
Uh,
that's good at least.
so I think
Bang for your
it's
buck.
yeah, I think so. And we get to see a little bit of sprint, the last 16. So I'm pretty sure we'll get to see Maddie Richo as well, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that's awesome. And I mean, yeah, you never know when you'll be able to go to the Olympics again and watch in a packed stadium. So,
yeah,
a
yeah,
velodrome.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, so super excited. And I'm actually most excited for the Alpe d'Huez stage at the end, the final
Oh
stage.
yeah, 100%. I was just looking at VeloViewer like an hour ago actually because
Oh,
well I'm doing some race simulations with Dylan and I was just like working out how long all the climbs are across the stages. And in Alpe d'Huez, that stage, it's actually the first climb is actually harder and longer. It's like 65 minutes compared to about 45 minutes for Alpe d'Huez. So
oh,
it's going to be like the blockhouse, double blockhouse stage that Neve won at the Giro. Just
yeah,
super, super intense. I love it.
yeah. Was it Col de Glandon?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, 19 Ks at 7.2%, and then you descend, and then yeah, then the Alp. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 3,750 meters of climbing in under 150K. That's a lot.
Do you think that'll suit you having outside of the first, the stages before that, all of the whole race before that? But is having a big climb before another big climb good for you, or would you prefer relatively standard stage, flat stage, and then just a single climb? What do you reckon suits you better?
I definitely prefer the harder the race, the better. So if there could be like 5 1 hour climbs, that'd be really good.
Mm, mm. I think I just said to Megan before we were talking about this, and I said, I reckon that Alpe d'Huez stage, there's a pretty good chance there'll be a few people from Oceania in the top 10.
Yeah, a few,
Reckon?
maybe. Yeah, definitely a few with a good chance.
Yeah, with a good chance. Yeah, it's
For
really,
it to go right for all of us, that's going to be hard, but yeah, never say never.
yeah, yeah. So when you're doing the planning for for these stages, like how in depth will you go? Like you mentioned VeloViewer, and you've got Dylan here, and you did say you do some simulation. What does that involve?
Oh, well, it wasn't a simulation for like a stage in particular, but so each week I'll do a 5 hour race sim, which is actually probably longer than any of the stages, but yeah, ride out to a climb and try and drop Dylan. Oh, I probably will be able to drop him, especially now he's been sick for a week. But yeah, just go for the QLM or try and drop him or just go really hard and then yeah, turn around, go back down, eat as much as I can, go to another climb, do it again, and then do it again once more. So yeah, 3 climbs over 20 minutes up to about 45 minutes each
Mm,
and just yeah go really hard in all of them and I don't have to ride just at steady pace, like I can attack or
mm.
maybe I haven't set up the Garmin live segments yet. That's something I should do because maybe I can ride at a solid tempo and then go for a random segment in the climb to simulate an attack or
Mm,
yeah just have fun with it, bit of
mm.
a free ride.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Would you have when you like during a race, will you have the full segment on your computer with the climb pros and all those sort of things while you're racing? Like, will you have that on your computer during a race?
No, all I have is the map that takes up about maybe
Most of the
four
screen.
fifths, 4/5 of the screen. Yeah, I was just
Oh,
really working out which fraction to use. And then I have the lap timer. That's just so I know when to like how much to eat.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been another 30 minutes. I have to eat another 60 grams of
Yeah.
carbs. And then the other one is the distance so that I can look at my stem notes. But yeah, I'm old fashioned. I get the tape out and write down all my notes. Plus I am like the biggest nerd over it. Like I'm already nerding over it and we're a month away. So I'll pretty much know all the climbs. I don't need Climb Pro, but I'm sure it's a useful tool. But yeah, I'm just map distance speed. That's all. Oh, and then actually, I lie. Sometimes on a climb, if, like the map's handy for like when you're, descending or you're going
Yeah.
through towns and there's lots of turns. But if I say Wollonga at the Tour Down Under, then I changed screen and lap my Garmin, and then I just looked at my lap power. But yeah, that's not always the best idea if it's the end of a long stage and yeah, I don't know, the end of a tour or it's really hot, maybe you don't want to see your power. So
Yeah. Sometimes it can put you off. I'm looking at the one stage I think would be really interesting. Um, interesting is the TT. Is it TT or prologue? Isn't it? It's prologue. It's a no.
no,
It's
you
not.
can't call it a prologue because
No,
it's not first.
that's right. Yeah, TT. But that's right. But if it's, I think the rule is if it's the first stage, it's a prologue if it's under 7Ks. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's
I was just wondering how long it has to be because this one is 6.293 kilometers. So I'm not sure
yeah.
if
But if it
for
was
the
first,
women it might be different or
true. It
yeah.
might maybe.
Because I just remember in the Giro a year or two ago they were all arguing about whether it was a prologue or not because it was the first stage, but it was like super short. Anyway,
Yes.
I'll just be here trying to Google.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you can put it in the next episode because I can't talk well Googling at the same time.
Neither can
Just
I.
be like, okay, so that everyone knows.
Yeah, we're looking for the. I've actually got
Oh,
a file.
here, I
What does it
found it.
say? Yeah.
Article 2.6006. A prologue may be included in stage races on condition that it must not exceed 8 kilometers.
Oh,
That's for the elite men, I think. And then, wait, for an elite. Yeah, okay.
just
8
a little.
kilometers for elite men or women. And then for juniors, it's less than 4.
Okay. Wow, that's going to be a lung buster. 6.3K. You know what this needs? It needs a really, really good playlist on the Ergo.
I was like, oh, I need some caffeine gels.
Well,
That's
you
what it
need a bit of
needs.
that too. Yeah, you need a bit of that too. Would you, are you're listening to music on the Ergo if you're warming up for this?
Yeah, 100%. I have a playlist called TT Warm Up.
Oh, okay. What's the first song on that?
Oh, I have to get it open, but it does ramp up. Like I made sure, start because my warm up's quite long. I turn the
Yeah.
music on about 30 minutes to go. So don't want to go too crazy. Okay, first song. Oh, that's a bit random. What a Wonderful World by Sam Cooke. I feel like
Oh,
I
that
just
is quite low. Yeah.
maybe because I start really easy
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
Okay, well,
it
what's at
gets
the end?
at the end. Oh, it's actually quite long. I don't even know these songs. I'm bad with titles. Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin
Oh my
or
God, that
High
is
Hopes,
good.
Panic at the Disco, Get
Nice.
Up. Um, oh, do you know this song? Rampaneren. It's like this random Dutch rap song. It's so good. Or
Is
Pump
that
It by Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, anyway, you
Humpet?
can
Okay, that's a good one.
look up TT Warm Up by Sarah G. 109 on Spotify if you want the best playlist.
CT warm up. I'm going to type in Sarah G. I don't know how you search by person. TT warm up. Well, we'll look that up anyway. That's good. Everyone's got their TT playlist. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very specific to each rider.
Yeah. But Sarah, do you like, I mean, this year's been fantastic for you because you started off so well with TDU, which
Mm.
was so good. And it's always good to get off with to a nice start, especially because you've had some bad luck in the last few years. But um, does the tour feel, I don't know, like, does it feel, is it just another race? Can you treat it that way?
No,
Does it feel
no,
extra special?
it feels extra special. I'm definitely so keen. I think, yeah, before it didn't really sink in that I was going to race the Tour de France, especially because I didn't grow up, watching the
Yeah,
tour and dreaming of racing it because there
there
was
wasn't
no
one.
women's Tour de France.
Yeah.
Well, while I was watching, there was before, but yeah, I didn't dream of doing it. And then it was only the last couple of years when I saw my Movistar teammates racing it, and Annemiek won the GC, and actually last year Emma and Leanne both won stages, and it was then that I was like, oh wow, like that. It kind of just got bigger and bigger, and became more of a goal in my head. Like one day I would love to race that, and then I guess just in the last couple of weeks since I have this long training period leading into the tour, now it really feels like, okay, I'm actually going. Like I've got to this point. I'm healthy. I haven't crashed. Actually, I did crash in training. It was so random. I tried to remember the last time I crashed in training, and it was in 2021 in July as well, like this crash, and it was just before the Olympics, and I was so sure for, like, that 5 seconds when you're on the ground, you're like, oh my gosh, like how bad is this?
How
But
bad?
it wasn't actually training. It was, I'd call it training because it wasn't in a race, but it was me falling over in the supermarket car park because I'd loaded up my bag like way too full because I hated going to the shops so often. So I had like so much shopping, and I just gotten over a broken collarbone and elbow and leg,
That's
but
right.
it was like I just broken that arm, and then I fell on it, and for 5 seconds on the ground I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh no.
I can't go to the Olympics. Anyway, so that was the last. I was absolutely fine. Like I didn't even have a scratch or a bruise, but I was just like, really paranoid. But yeah, I don't think I had crashed once in training until last week. And then I was like doing efforts, and I hit this really, it wasn't even a rock, it was like a boulder in the middle of the
Going
road.
uphill?
And yes, isn't
Oh,
that crazy? And my heart rate was like 180, and it was like around this hairpin, and I couldn't really see. I mean, I couldn't see because it was a hairpin, but I was also like half hallucinating.
yeah.
And suddenly I went from like 180 beats in the middle of my effort to like on the ground. I was like, oh, that was random.
Jeez.
So yeah, my front wheel just smashed into this rock. And anyway, I was fine. But now I have to make friends with the leg press because I can't really do carry weights for the minute. But that's fine. I like the leg press.
The leg press is good. I like the leg press too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
In a way, it's kind of good. I think it's good to have a light touchdown at this point because sometimes if you don't come off a little bit before a major goal, especially something like the tour, I don't know, you feel invincible. And I reckon sometimes you need that just that reminder that you
Bring
can.
back to reality.
Yeah, I think so because you get to you feel invincible, and maybe in the first couple of stages that's you don't necessarily want to feel invincible, but you want to feel, I don't know, just below that.
Yeah, okay. I like the optimism. Good
Yeah,
theory.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that is really cool. It's cool that it feels special because it is massive. It's like it seems to like just double in hype every year. And
I'm really keen to see if there are big crowds because all my friends have said the crowds are huge, and I've seen them on TV and I've seen
yeah,
them, on Instagram. But I have to say, I was so excited to do the Vuelta, and I loved it, even though, it didn't turn out so well because I reckon I broke my ribs. I never got them x-rayed, but they were so bad. Anyway,
yeah.
I didn't do so well after that because it was painful to breathe, but I still really enjoyed it and I was so excited to go. But the one sad thing, like on the day of the team presentation, we drove like an hour to get there. And then we got out of the cars and there were like 5 people in front of
Oh,
the stage. It was really sad. Okay, not 5, but like,
yeah,
I was like, oh, is that all?
yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I'm sure there'll be. I reckon Rotterdam will be really big because it's
especially
all
with Demi Vollering
yeah,
being like such a favorite. Yeah,
yeah. And just being in one
surely.
area, I think more people will come to the area because they know they can see 3 days of racing as
Mm.
opposed to point to point. Plus the TT as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I'd prefer it wasn't in the Netherlands, but if they can make the most of it, at least someone's getting a benefit from it being in flat Rotterdam.
well, is there so the other stages that are hilly? I'm looking on here. Is it so you got the Champagne? Is that you said Champagne Nole, stage 7? What's that? What's going
Oh,
on?
don't ask me.
Oh,
But
yeah, that's
actually,
hilly.
they're all hilly apart from just the first two stages, and one of them is only 70K. It's on that double day. So
Mm.
first first stage is 123K and flat in Rotterdam, and then we have the double day with a really short road race that's flat, and then a very short time trial that's flat. And then after that, it's hilly every day. I mean, some
Yeah,
days are hillier than others, but yeah, even 2,000 meters is the flattest from then on, so not too
fantastic.
bad. It's
Fantastic.
like Liège.
Yeah. Liège. Right, I'm going to learn how to pronounce all these words. Um, have you have you just talked with the team or teammates or Dylan, your coach, about just the idea of staying safe throughout the race? Like, has that been something you talked about? Like, just there's one thing about getting to, um, well, sometimes that's the big battle. It's just trying to stay out of trouble. Is there like any talks about that?
Yeah, definitely that would be my main goal for the first few days.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to help I don't actually know the roster yet for my team, but whoever our sprinter is, it would be great if I could, lead them out to 50 meters to go. But
yeah,
I already know that I can't do that. So I think, but yeah, for me, and I'm guessing for Ash, it will be a matter of just trying to survive those stages and not lose time where possible.
mm,
And yeah, we haven't discussed anything yet in terms of tactics. And yeah, like I said, I don't actually know who else is going for my team. I know roughly, but yeah,
yeah,
we haven't come together yet. But at the Volta, we actually tried. First, I was trying to stay near the front as much as I could, which meant, always trying to move up in the washing machine. I was getting swept back, but then always trying to move up. And then they said, oh, actually, this stage it's like dead flat and then the hill at the end, so nothing will happen, so just chill at the back, and then I'd actually waste less energy. And then I crashed, so that didn't work well either. So yeah.
yeah. Okay,
But then
bit of a mix.
yeah, I mean you can crash anywhere in the peloton, but
Yeah,
yeah, it is a bit more dangerous at the back. But I was, until I crashed and I ended up in that ditch, I was at least my average power was so low. But yeah, I think it will be pretty chaotic, and I don't think there'll be any stages where it's just a good idea to chill at the back, because
yeah,
it's a tour. Everyone's going to be, fighting the whole time. That everyone will be nervous. Like teams will be getting told get in the breakaway because we get more coverage at this race than any other race in the year put together.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
mm.
I think, and also going back to the Volta, even though you crashed, which was bad luck and maybe hampered, how well you could have done, but you still did really good. And you still had some really good opportunities to test yourself on the climbs. Like, I think you're still happy with, you
No,
still
I was
should be
really
happy.
disappointed because I just felt like I couldn't show my best or compare for
Yeah.
myself. I couldn't compare. But I did one of the climbs, the first hilly stage, stage 5.
When you got
I
fit.
also, yeah, I got fifth. I crashed in that one. It
Oh,
was but it wasn't as bad as the crash the next day. So I still felt all right that day.
yeah.
So that was a good stage. But then after that it was just not fun. And it was also just so painful. I
Yeah.
tried to go riding after the Vuelta was finished, just in Girona. I got back and I was like, I'll just go easy, do some recovery rides. And then I rode like 100 meters, like over the first tiny bump, or just
Yeah.
like went to get out of the seat after a stoplight, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I race? This is so
Yeah.
painful. Like as soon as I
Yeah.
didn't have the adrenaline, I
Yeah.
was like, wow, this is so painful. So
Yeah.
yeah, it
Ribs
was
hang along for ages, eh? It's like they feel so sore because I reckon I did a rib trying to bunny hop some barriers at the cyclocross, and I just made a mess of it.
ouch.
Yeah, and I failed 3 times in a row. Then I thought I'll go one more time, and I landed on my handlebars, and
Oh,
I thought I was fine. Finished the race, and then I rode home, and I was like, it was a bit sore, but I was like, oh yeah, and I've rode broken ribs before, but it hang around for ages. Every time you breathe in, or you cough, or you sneeze,
mm.
it's
Or
like,
lie down.
yeah, or lie down, like when you
I
need
think
to sleep.
mine went to a just around Turigan, like
Oh
at the
yeah,
start of Turigan. Then I could still feel it when I like lie down on the massage table, and you have to like kind of use your arms to lower yourself. but that was the end of June, and the Vuelta crash would have been the very end of April or the start of May. So yeah, quite a while. But I mean, I'm fine now.
That's good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I've had
Now,
worse. I was just surprised at, something. It looked fine. I at least wanted something impressive looking, because I
yeah,
couldn't have like no crutch, no
no
plaster
cast.
cast.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
at least I'm like, surely if I like, when I took my t-shirt up and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, there'll be like a bone
Bruise.
sticking out, or at
Yeah.
least a bruise at the very least. And there's
Nothing.
literally nothing. I was like, oh, all that pain and
Oh,
nothing to show for
yeah,
it.
and you don't get any sympathy for a rib either, because no one can see.
Yeah.
You get no rib, oh, you'll be fine. But
Yeah.
yeah. Now, if you this year, I think it's been so good for you, Sarah. If what have you learned anything about yourself this year?
Oh, have I learned anything?
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I've learned a lot of things, but yeah, I guess even yeah, I mean, I've really loved the whole year.
Yeah,
I guess I was probably hoping for another good result since I came to Europe and I haven't had one. But I guess I'm a lot more patient with myself, and I know, like, I had Tour Down Under or Nationals around that time before I raced. I felt so much pressure just from myself. Like, I really had to get a result there because, I've been working hard for so long and had no results for so long, and I just really wanted to show myself I could do it again. But now that I had that result, even if it was just one result, then I don't feel as much in a rush. So even though I'm working super hard still and I'm really hungry to do well, for myself and for my team, I don't feel so much pressure. So if I crashed at the Vuelta and I was disappointed, but it's like, okay, I'll have another race. Or I got sick at Catalunya. That was really sad because it was a really nice course, but
yeah,
I got a fever and had to pull out on my team. They were nice. They pulled me out because I wouldn't have done it. Um, but yeah, like, it's disappointing, but then I always think, oh, there's another chance. So yeah, I guess just being patient, even though I'm really hungry to do well, then I'm not like dying from,
yeah,
like, I
yeah,
really, oh, I was like, had so much pressure at the Tour Down Under, just on myself. Like, no one else had pressure
yeah,
on me, but
yeah.
oh yeah, I really, really wanted to get that result. So I'm just glad I got the monkey off my back, and now I'm back to normal.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having such a good start too. You know,
Yeah,
you've sort of
definitely.
you've showed what you can do. You've done it a few times, but that was like a big one that you can, yeah, take the pressure off, which is really good.
Yeah, I think in one of the interviews after, they said, "Oh, and what are your plans for the rest of the season?" I'm like, "Oh, no. I'm just
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
enjoy this, and then whatever happens this year, it'll be a good year. Like,
yeah,
it's already started so well. So yeah, if I'm ever struggling, then I'm like, hey, it's already not a bad year. It's already been fun."
yeah. Hey, what did you do with your Oka jersey?
I think it's at my mum's house in Melbourne. I hope it's still there. And I have a podium one as well. I gave one to my coach Dylan.
Oh,
So
nice. So he's
he
got it in the
has,
studio.
yeah, well, no, actually he has a high performance center where he does like testing and bike fitting and
Yeah.
sauna, everything like that. So it's down in Mornington. My jersey is down in Mornington, one of them. And then yeah, I have one in my bedroom somewhere.
Oh, nice. What about the plate? Is that back in Melbourne too? Is it a plate?
Oh yeah, a big
Yeah.
plate. I don't
Yeah.
know what you meant to do with that. It's a bit big to eat off.
I don't
If it was
know.
a bowl that size, I would use it because yeah, all my bowls are this big because I eat a lot of porridge and I
Nice.
hate the little bowl. So if it was a bowl, I would be using it, but yeah,
Okay.
not the plate.
Um, what were you now you've done a few stage races, got a couple under your belt. What's something that you're bringing to all of them? Is there anything you
Hmm.
bring as like a must-pack item?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like what philosophy. I was thinking like
Oh well.
fueling, but
Well, yeah.
okay.
No,
Okay,
like
what
something you would pack.
actually bring? Oh, something that I don't bring to one day races.
Well, you might bring it to one day races. Yeah, yeah, well, maybe.
Well, on the topic of oats, I always bring oats. I mean, my team has them, but I just bring them just in case. I bring oats and I bring cocoa powder to add to my oats. So I've
Oh,
always
cocoa powder.
yeah, to make them taste like chocolate. So
Okay.
yeah, I always have that in my room just in case. What else? Apart from
Anything,
food.
any comfort items like maybe I don't know, like a
Surely the cocoa powder's
with a
partly
coat.
comfort
Okay, that is a
item.
as in comfort food, but like a comfort, I don't know, it might be like a pair of track pants, or I guess you'd have team ones, or like I don't know, a pillow or something.
No, actually, I do have a travel pillow, but I only tend to bring it with me when I'm traveling to and
You
from
got like
Australia.
a neck one?
Yeah, my brother got it for me for my birthday one year. It's a really good one. Like not those normal like donut ones.
Oh,
It's really good. I don't know what brand it is, so can't plug them, but it's really good one.
okay,
Um,
okay.
but no, I don't travel with that. I just maybe for a tour I might bring a spare Garmin, but that's not
Oh,
comfort.
oh,
Maybe
man. What sunglasses are you going to be wearing? Are you going to be wearing the
oh
radars or the
boy,
Sutro light sweeps or Sutros? Because you tried them all on.
I am just getting up the email from my team last year when they sent me which ones would you like. So I had to choose from Radar, Jawbreaker, Sutro Light Sweep, Sutro Light, Kato, and Encoder Strike.
But
And then
you used two of those. I remember you won. I think you wore
I
Oakley
think I used the
radars on the way
Radars,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
but
the
you
ones that
also
I train in.
okay.
I do have I think I asked for the Sutro Light Sweep as well. And then we also just got new glasses at Tour again. So I have a lot of options now, but I'm a bit of
Oh,
a creature of habit. I think I'll stick to my Radars.
okay. The radars are the best. They're so
I
good.
love them. They're
Yeah,
just so comfortable.
yeah. Okay. I love sunglasses. They're so good. I'm just looking on the AG website. Um, it's a great website. AG Insurance. Staff photos. Love it. Okay. Now at at home now, Sarah. Now you last time I can't actually remember, but you told me last time, might have been a year ago, you were living with Kirsten Faulkner. You still living with her?
Ah,
Is it-
Kristen, no. She got a boyfriend, so I got
Oh.
kicked out nicely.
Yeah, okay. So where
So,
you at now? Are you solo?
oh, I'm about 200 meters away. So I'm sure if I stood on my balcony and waved, and Kristen stood on hers, then we could still see each other. I still message her all the time. She's in Belgium right now, getting ready for the team pursuit at the Olympics, which
Awesome.
is really
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just live 200 meters away. But even though I liked living with Kristen, I prefer my new place because I have an aircon and an elevator. Whereas before we didn't have an aircon and we were on the fifth floor, which was the top floor. So we'd get all
Oh,
the heat rising up. And
yeah.
I'd come back from a ride like 40 degrees in all of July, August, September. Every
Oh.
ride, so hot. You come back, you have a shower, and then you get out of the shower, and maybe 2 minutes later, you're already just as drenched with sweat as you were when you came home from your ride.
But you
So
have to take
I
the
don't miss
bikes
that.
upstairs too?
Yeah. You have to,
Oh my God.
and on recovery rides, I could always tell like how tired I was. So on recovery rides, I'd come back, take off my shoes, and then walk up in my socks. And then, you get back from a 5 hour ride and you're like, I'm just going up in my cleats. Poor cleats got a bit of a workout living there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good upgrade. Aircon. Oh la la. That's good.
And an elevator. I
And
was
elevator.
always trying to time everything. So like if I was meeting someone for coffee, then I'd time it with going shopping and taking out the rubbish because I hated going up and down the stairs. So it kind of turned me into even more of a hermit than I already am because I didn't like going outside for just one thing. I'd be like, I'll save up everything I have to do and do it all at once so I don't have to face the stairs more than
Oh,
necessary.
yeah. Is your will your family come for the tour? Are they able to come?
No, so my brother, he lives in America and he's
Oh,
getting
that's
married
right.
in September. So
Oh,
I think he's getting very busy with that. And
yeah.
then I actually, my mum, she's an amazing supporter, but she's supporting me this year more by coming and visiting when I'm not at racing because I live alone and
Yeah.
I just like having her around. It's been nice. So she comes quite a bit when I'm just here training for long periods.
Oh,
And
cool.
then when I go to a race, then she'll
She watches.
head to she's retired, so she's living the life. She heads to the UK and she goes bikepacking. Actually, yesterday she just finished her Le Jog adventure. So you go from Land's End at the southwest of England all the way up to the northeast of Scotland, John O'Groats. So it's called Le Jog. And she bought a £50, like the money, £50 bike, which she said also probably weighs £50. And she just literally rode
Road.
that thing like it was like half breaking the whole time. Rode that bike the whole couple thousand kilometers and with her tent and everything and just camped the whole way. And yeah, she would go in and out a couple times as like when I went to a race
Yeah.
and she'd go there for a while. I mean, she only has a normal, she doesn't have like a special visa, so she can only spend 90 days in the
Oh, in
Schengen
one
area.
place. Yeah, yeah.
That's why she keeps going there, and then she'll head to America for Scott's wedding. But yeah, I think that she's already spent quite a lot of her days, so she wants to save them for when I'm
Yeah.
here. Whereas if I'm at a race, it's nice, but she
Can't
won't
really
actually get to
no.
see me. And
Yeah.
also she can watch the race on TV probably better.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's sick. Sounds like she would like the Munda here in WA.
Yeah, for sure. You know how
God.
I said in January that I had started coaching a few riders?
Oh, yeah,
One of
yeah.
my riders did the Munda and I thought of
No
you.
way. Really?
Yeah, before 7, she headed up there a couple of weeks earlier, and it was amazing. I had
That's
so much FOMO. Every time I looked at her training peaks, I was like, oh, that looks so fun.
that's so. Oh, is she from the UK?
No, Gab is from Melbourne.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love that. I actually did a trip on the weekend. There's this old trail called the Camino Salvado, and there's in the city-ish, there's this
Is this
road.
in Australia or are you in Spain?
No, this is in Spain, but this is where it ties to Spain because in the 1800s, this Spanish monk came from Spain to WA and he founded a church in the city area. It's called Subiaco. It's like a suburb. And there's a road named after him now. Salvado was his name.
Oh, right.
And he was a monk. And I don't know, monks do this or this is what he wanted to do, but he wanted to create a monastery where all the monks live and practice. And so he founded one like 190 kilometers, so 180 kilometers to the west. And then he just started this monastery with all these monks
Oh,
in it.
wow.
And it's the only monastery still running in Australia. And
Oh,
it's
wow.
still there. And every year, I think he would bring some of his colleagues from Spain and they'd meet in Subiaco and they'd walk. They do this pilgrimage
Oh my
to
gosh.
like
180 kilometers.
yeah, they'd walk it. It's the big spiritual thing, I suppose, to the thing, and then they'd maybe work there or I don't actually know why they did it, but anyway, it's
Oh,
still
that's so cool.
and you can
When you
ride out.
said, oh, you can ride too. Is it dirt?
Yeah, it's dirt. It's all dirt.
Yeah.
So me and my
When you
friend
said
did that.
a name that sounded so Spanish, I was like, oh, so you're already in Spain maybe. And then I was looking
Yeah.
at your cat in the background. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
want an Airbnb that comes with a cat.
Well, he's got the siesta part, right, doesn't he? Mr. Greg. That's Greg Van Avermaet.
Ah, do you
Yeah.
have another cat?
Yeah. He's Mr. Earl.
Oh,
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 look,
they're
you can
twins.
see it.
Yeah, they can tell. Oh, wait, is that a third cat under the bench?
No,
Oh
that's
no,
a
it's a shadow.
it's probably still Earl because he's such a big unit. We love Earl. Um, yeah, but I can't remember why I brought that up. But anyway, oh, the stairs. That's right. You made me think of the
Oh,
stairs because you stay in the church.
oh wow.
Yeah,
They rent
super.
out rooms.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so
It's
cool.
it's really cool, like an old building. Um, all that's there is it's just churches, just massive churches everywhere. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's very cool. Very cool. Now, Sarah, last one. What's something that you have bought recently that's non-cycling?
Food.
Nah,
So
food
that's all I
doesn't
buy.
food doesn't count. You can't say coconut powder. So maybe
I was
something
gonna
for the
say
house.
oats or batteries for my power meter. I bought
Oh,
Babers actually because when I went to the Ardennes, it was like so cold, and we're going to Belgium in April. I was like, oh no way, do I need bathers? And then my whole team had bathers, and I was the only one that didn't have them. Like hanging out in the sauna, and then there was a spa. So then I was like, oh, I need
oh,
some bathers, and then I brought them to Catalonia, like we're in Spain, it's nice weather, it was hot, and then no one had their bathers, and I'm like, oh,
oh,
I'm not going
what?
swimming by myself. I know, it's such a
What?
stitch up. So yeah,
Oh,
I got some bathers.
okay. All right. Do you have any advice for me? Because I've never been to Europe before, and we're going to be there in France. We'll be there in Amsterdam. We'll follow the race wherever it goes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Any advice?
Advice, it makes you drink enough water because it's going to be so hot, I think, based on the
How
weather
hot?
here.
Really?
Well, yeah, like last week, I think every single one of my rides, my Garmin said it was 40 degrees by the end. And I actually, unlike me, I left early with the purpose of avoiding the heat. Like I got myself into a new time zone. I was waking up at 5 a.m. without an alarm. I mean, I take ages to get going, but
Right.
I was purposely leaving early and it was still so hot. I don't know what it will be like in the Netherlands, but yeah, always bring more water than you think
Oh
because
my God.
yeah, like I know where the fountains are, the water fountains in Girona. So then I got reliant on them, like
Yeah.
oh, there's a fountain in 10K, so I can drink the rest of my bottle now and I'll be fine by the time I get there. Then I'll have to refill, but I'll be okay. And I was on a 5 hour ride and it was already like 38 degrees. And then yeah, I was like kind of rationing my water, but as I got closer, I was really thirsty. So I was like, oh, it'll be fine if I finish it because there's a fountain coming up. I know there's a fountain. I always fill up at the fountain. And then I get to it and they've turned it off because of the drought. And I was like,
Oh
oh, I'm so
no.
doomed. It
No.
was so bad. Oh, and
Oh.
I had 2 1 hour like tempo efforts and it was nasty, Jethro. Like
Oh
I was
my
almost
God.
hallucinating on the way home. I ended up finding a place and I bought a 2 liter bottle of Coke and then I filled both my biddens up just with Coke and then I sculled the rest. But yeah, it was bad.
Good Lord. It's amazing. We need water to live, eh? We need water. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
not prepared for that at all. I'm not prepared for 40s at all.
Oh, yeah, maybe to prepare, you could get bigger biddens because I just have the 500 ml ones. But if you can get 1 liter biddens,
Yeah.
that might be a good idea, just in case.
Okay. That's good to know. That's good. I'm just not prepared. I mean, we had like 50.
And bring
Yeah.
sunscreen. You know that Australia, I'm pretty sure they subsidize the cost of sunscreen quite a lot because at least at the shop I go to, it's much more expensive. So you can bring your own from Australia if you have extra baggage weight.
Ah, that's a good tip. Okay, bring your own because I get so torched. I get torched. Okay, good to know. What about this? Have you ridden up outdoors before?
Only on Zwift, Alp to Zwift.
Your name's on it, remember? It's still on there.
I think I think it might be on Von Top.
Oh, that's right. It's on top. Okay. See, I was going to ask because I don't know where we should park our camper. Do we park our camper towards the bottom or do we park at the top?
Surely park at the bottom and ride up. Then you don't get stuck with all the crowds and road closures. You can just ride
That's
down
true, but
sooner.
we'll probably stay there overnight. I don't know if we can.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
think,
that's so cool.
yeah, I don't think we'll come back down. I think we'll stay there. I don't know. Where's going to be the best? Maybe because now you're doing the big climb before, everyone will be in ones and twos anyway. Don't know. I don't know.
Decisions.
Decisions. You know what I just thought of? I just remembered the very first podcast we did because you were in the hotel in lockdown. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do. I was one of your first
Yeah, you
guests,
were like
right?
episode 2.
Oh, I remember this. That was great entertainment. I was so bored, and then yeah, you messaged me, "Hey, I want to do this podcast." I'm like, "Awesome! Someone to talk to. Fantastic! Sign me up."
That was crazy. I remember you were telling me about you were waving to people on the street out
Yeah.
your window or something, or your friends were
Yeah.
coming in front to wave.
Richmond Boulevard was like
That's
across
right.
the road from the
Yeah.
hotel, and yeah, I was just watching everyone commute. Some of my friends were training on it. I was like, oh, like trying to wave, and sometimes some of them actually came and purposely said hi,
Yeah.
and the others they just didn't see me, but I was always waving to them just in case.
Good times. Well, Sarah, we'll see you at some point in the next 3 weeks. We'll make sure to say hi.
See you in Rotterdam.
All right, legends, that's another episode of the Press Room Podcast done and dusted. Big thanks to Sarah for coming on the pod. We wish her the best of luck for Stage 7, Stage 8. Let's hope she can get in a break and finish on the Up d'Huez stage with a smile on her face, because for your first Tour de France, you just want to get through it. And legends, thanks to you. Thanks for listening, as always, supporting all the stuff that we do. Really, really thankful. And hey, we'll see you tomorrow for a huge episode. And let me just tell you this: I hope Cassia gets the big GC dub, because it'll make the next step very, very special. Catch you on the next one.